So I've set the time aside for my meditation. Cleared 20 minutes out of the schedule. This is the time now to get into that more present place, that place of being, that sense of groundedness, the time and space to simply be. Closed the windows and the door, tried to create a space in which as few distractions are going to come up as possible. Maybe lit a bit of incense. I've got my ambient track ready to go. I've got my timer set for 20 minutes and just beginning to get into the headspace of starting the meditation. And just before I do though, let me just one last check of my emails real quick. Like, yeah, no, we'll get to the meditation in just a moment. Yeah, we will do it. It's just might as well just check my emails just one last time just before we do the meditation today. So let's just I'll be with you in a minute. Let's just check the old emails. Right, car insurance. Forgot to do my car insurance. That's only going to take a couple of clicks, right? So might as well just do that. Okay, here we go. Autofill. Like I said, it's only going to take a couple of clicks, isn't it? So just a couple of clicks. I'll get on that meditation thing in a minute, but renew. There we go. Car insurance renewed. Okay, meditate. Actually, as we're doing the car insurance, might as well book that MOT as well. As I'm doing car stuff, might as well do the MOT. You can do all of that online anyway, so I might as well book that now. Oh, okay. System's down. I'll have to give them a ring. I'm going to have to give them a ring. Okay. Oh, actually, a message from WRECKS just come through. That's my manager. Oh, and now I've read the message, I've got to respond. I can't leave her on read. Okay, right. Oh, okay, I'll just get this message done. Once I've done this message, then I'm going to meditate. Okay, after I've rang the MOT place as well. Group chats just come through. What have they just... a meme. So I've got to respond to that. I'll do the meditation in a minute, but... That stops more people meditating than anything else. It can't just be me that this happens to. It happened to me more so in the early days. It doesn't happen to me now because I'm aware of it. I know it's going to happen. So that is a classic pitfall that I think it is, as long as you're aware that it's coming, you can avoid it. That's how to overcome that barrier. But I think that's a particular barrier in meditation that is so tricky because it hides. Because you could fool yourself into thinking, but that's not a problem because I hadn't started meditating. It's not a meditation problem as such. It's not a barrier to meditation because I hadn't even started meditating. But that's why it's a barrier. You have to understand just how sneaky and subtle the mind is. The mind always says one last thing. Just one last thing. Then we'll do the meditation afterwards. Why does the mind do that? It's because it's habit. A lot of it is to do with habit, because the mind is used to just having its own way all of the time, and it wants to just be at it all of the time, and it knows what's coming. If you've been meditating, your mind knows that it's going to come into a place where it's not going to have as much attention as it's used to having. The mind knows that it's about to be seen directly. It's about to be seen very clearly by consciousness, by pure consciousness. And the mind knows that when that light of pure consciousness is on it, and you're in that fully peaceful state of being, it knows that it's going to have to take a back seat and subside into silence. Because the mind knows this is coming, it's going to set up all these little barriers before you've even started meditating. So watch out for that, because it does still get, I say it doesn't get me anymore, but it does still get me in very subtle ways. It's a classic. It's just one last thing. It's never just one last thing. It's the same thing the mind does when it's like, I'll start that diet tomorrow. I'll start that training program tomorrow. I'll sober up tomorrow. You know, it's the exact same trick of the mind. Action delayed is action avoided. So watching out for that one last trick. I would say that prevents more people from meditating than any other barrier. Any other. Often we tell ourselves, this is a real classic one. The main reason when I suggest to somebody that they could meditate, or have you tried meditation? If somebody's saying to me they feel a bit anxious, a bit stressed, a bit depressed, or they have these things going on and they just can't seem to stop overthinking, just can't seem to stop worrying, and I suggest, have you maybe tried a bit of meditation? They always say, I don't have time. I don't have the time to meditate. I'm just too busy. That's what the mind is trying to tell you, because the mind loves to be busy. The mind likes the narrative that you're busy 24 hours a day. But, I mean, you could always just get up 10 minutes earlier, before the day's even started. I like to do my meditation in the morning for that exact reason, because if it's at the end of the day, there's so much momentum in my mind that I just habitually keep getting my phone out, or I'm trying to do something. But if in the morning, it's before that momentum's built up, and you can set your time, you can set your alarm just 10 minutes earlier. 10 minutes, you're not going to miss that 10 minutes of sleep. You're really not, because 10 minutes of meditation a day can have a profound impact on your well-being, on your mental health. Profound. And then you don't have the barrier of, oh, just one last thing before we do, because you've only just woken up. So that's my sort of advice on how to overcome that barrier. Is one, do it just first thing in the morning, before your mind has even had a chance to turn on. Before, get the drop on it, you know? Get the drop on your mind. Just waking up before it's had a chance to turn on. Sometimes I wake up and I can feel my mind waiting to come in. I can feel it. It's like it's waiting outside the door. I wake up and I'm like, not yet. Just not yet. I'll pick all that up later, if I choose to. But for this 10 minutes, I'm happy as is, thank you. Just the state of being. So know that it's coming. If you've set the time aside, just be very prepared that as that time to meditate is getting closer and closer, say you've set 6 o'clock in the evening, that's when I'm going to meditate. Just be very well aware that at 5 minutes to 6, you're going to have a thought of something's just going to ping up in your mind, and you'll just go, how did I forget to do that one thing? How did I forget that? I knew I had to do my car insurance today. How did I forget that? You got to be ruthless. You have to be ruthless with your mind. You have to be ruthless. You have to say, it doesn't matter what comes up. No matter how serious, how committed, or how responsible you feel about that one thing that's come up, you have to say no. Time set aside is time set aside. It's important to you. It's valuable to you. By doing that, you demonstrate to yourself that you value your own mental health. And once you start demonstrating through your action that you value your own mental health above all other things, you will start to feel a level of self-respect. You have decided that this thing is important. That has profound impacts on the rest of your life. You don't say yes to things that you know are going to damage your mental health. You unconsciously start making choices that are more conducive to your mental health because you've demonstrated to yourself that mental health is important, more important than your car insurance. That's a crazy thing to say in this modern world, isn't it? What if I told you, what if I said to you that actually, you know what's more important than car insurance? Your mental health. Most people would say, nah man, you gotta get your car insurance, so that's really important. It's up for renewal in a month's time, and if I do it now, there's 5% off. Gotta get it done, gotta get it. Man, get out of here. Car insurance. No. Inner peace, tranquility, state of mind, equanimity. Now we're living a good life, car insurance or not. Because if you start doing that, you answer one email, before you know it, you're driving to Tesco to do your big shop. That's everything I have for you today, team. Thank you so much for listening. I wish you all the luck in the world on your meditative journey. Take care, be well, and stay present.